Righto, boys, we're back in the cave tonight. Man Cave United in full effect. We've got something to celebrate. Finally, a trophy. End of the season. What a great season it's been, eh?
Yeah,
3-1
baby.
winners. 3-1 winners in the FA Youth Cup. Finally, a trophy. Boys, the boys winners. 3-1 against Nottingham Forest this morning. Well, this morning for us here in Australia. 3-1 over Nottingham Forest. Entertaining game. What do you think, Adam?
Mate, you know what? From the start when they walked out, I was looking at our team and the boys, they looked nervous, but you know what? They looked proud. They looked proud to wear the badge. They looked proud to get in front of the crowd. When the national anthem came up, I was looking at Reece Bennett, mate, and he was proud to be a captain. And he was proud to be part of the club. He had his chest out. He was singing his national anthem, you know. And mate, I was proud of the boys even before they kicked off. It was funny how you just got, you know, you were just involved in the game before it even kicked off. I was that excited for the game, and it's a shame we're going to get into analysing the game and everything like that, and because I think it was great for our club, and you know I'm a bit of a historian. I love the feel and the vibe always around United's youth squads and things like that. And mate, I was pumped for this. I even got up a day early and thought the game was on. I turned the TV on. I'm messaging everyone, why isn't the game on? How do we get on? And then thank God I did get told you're up a day too early.
I won't lie. I thought it was yesterday morning. Vim, how'd you go, mate? You're right in the thick of it over there in England. How was it?
Yeah, that was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. The team really up for it. Something I haven't seen most of the season. We see the first team come aligned every now and then, but this Youth Cup team was fantastic to watch. They were all up for it. Good battles in midfield. The defense was solid as a unit. They're all covering for each other. The other thing I noticed as well, the defenders, they weren't putting pressure on their partner. Once one centre back had the ball, he would distribute the ball forward. He wasn't always like lumbering on his centre back mate who would then mess it up, as we've seen previously. So I thought it was good the way they worked. They were really up for it, and the midfield was brilliant, because that's where, for me, a game is won or lost. So it was brilliant to watch, really refreshing. Let's say
it was refreshing. It was a bumper crowd at Old Trafford. Initially reported a sellout crowd of over 70,000, but I think the official numbers come in at, what was it, Adam?
67,492.
67,492 officially through the gates.
Yeah,
that's amazing. To be 18 years old, or under 18 anyway, and to walk into Old Trafford, so a stadium already full of history, rich with history, and to walk in at that age.
Mate, I enjoyed through the game where you had the United player and you had the Forest player. They were getting in with the crowd. They were trying to pump the crowd up more, and mate, it was good to see these young lads.
They weren't shy. They weren't shy
or anything. It was mate. I was that. You can see me, mate. I got a smile from ear to ear. I was that pumped for it. It was great. I was just talking about Vim. He was, I think it was Gore. Gore always kept coming back looking for the ball off the fullbacks, and I think we've been talking about that all year with Fred or McTominay and stuff like that, coming to look for the ball off the fullbacks. And it was great to see these boys. Even I've listened to a few other pods today, but they haven't mentioned it was the traditional 1 to 11 lineup and everything like that. It was great. No numbers on the back. And, to see the boys with the number on their position, like Gun-Nacho wearing the 11 and he's playing the left wing, and, you had the 7 there. And, oh, mate, it took me back a long way. That's for sure. It was great.
Yeah, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, sorry, Vim, go.
No, I was just saying, because Gun-Nacho wearing that number 11, the way he was attacking that wing, amazing pace, doing the chops for that third goal. Did he not remind you of Ryan Giggs?
Mate,
At
That's certainly what
times,
came to
yeah,
my mind.
especially when he's wearing the 11. Oh, yeah, it was good. He was a good runner with
I
the ball. He was a good runner with the
I've
ball.
been
Exactly.
longing. I've been longing for a attacking left-footed winger at United since Giggsy left, and yeah, mate, he
Could
certainly
be the
brings a
one,
lot
eh?
of. Oh, he could be the one. Look, I'll tell you something. Let me just let's just talk about Gannocho for a minute because he's going to steal a lot of the limelight in this discussion. So let's get it out of the way now.
Mm.
You can see on the look on this kid's face, he knows he's gonna make it. There's a confidence about him. There's an aura about the bloke. You can just tell he knows. And even the way I've noticed the way everyone was celebrating with him when he scored after the game during the celebrations, everyone was just drawn to him. There is something about this kid, something I haven't seen in a youth player, just having that sort of
Magnetism.
attraction to him. Yeah, magnetism. Everyone was just drawn to him. I have not seen
Yeah.
that in a youth player in a long, long time. And you can just tell, man, he is going to make it. He is a star in the making.
The thing I
Honestly,
liked about him is he's not afraid. And I always talk about this, and I always talk about with Sancho. You got your 1v1, he'll grab the ball 1v1. He's not afraid to back himself and get him behind that defense. And that's what
he's
I
got
love
pace to
out of a
burn
winger.
too.
Oh, mate, it was so good to see. And
Hey, can I just mention another thing? How confident how confident are you as a kid, right? To slot home a penalty, which is a controversial penalty, by the way, but to slot home a penalty at the
I saw
Stretford
nothing.
end. I see nothing. At the Stretford end, to put your team into the lead, and then to have the nerve to run to the corner and hit Ronaldo's celebration. Unbelievable,
how good
man.
is
The
it?
confidence in the kid, I swear,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, no, it was
He's
good.
dead set. He's dead set a star in the making, man. And I hope we do the right thing for our club in terms of where he goes or if he goes somewhere else, or just in terms of, locking down his contract, making sure that he stays at United. I
What's
don't
it?
want to see another Pogba situation, if you know what I
When
mean.
you No, when you have a talent like that, and he's got so much magnetism, as you say, I think the best thing the club can do is locking him down for a long-term deal. And the fact that he did the Ronaldo celebration, you know, tells us a few things really. Not only does he um, aspire to be like Ronaldo, I think he's going to be playing with him next season. And if Ten Hag is watching that game, and I'm sure he probably will, there's a few good players you could tap into in that youth team at some point. I know they're quite young, but Mainu was another one, and Gore, as you mentioned. These two DMs, they work as a real good solid unit. They don't leave their defense and their fullbacks isolated. They come back and they help them out, and
Look,
they do what midfielders do.
we're
There's
in
a
the
lot of
we're in
people, a
the
lot of players in that team that need praise.
we'll be like Europa League next year, so there'll be plenty of opportunity for these young kids
Mm,
to come through and
yeah,
shine. I mean, not all of them are going to get through to the first team, as we've seen from the class of
no,
'92 and other youth sides. But there was the other Argentinian boy. Is it Gerardo? Gerardo, I think it is, in the
Gerardo,
right
yeah,
back. Yeah, on
yeah,
the right back. They were getting
yeah.
forward. They were getting forward. Look, we're excited here, but if you look at the game, especially in that first half, Forest were good. They were excellent. They took it to United, and I actually thought they settled the quicker of the two teams, even though we did score. And
They did.
yeah, I actually thought they settled a lot quicker. They really took
Yeah,
it to
I
United.
noticed that as well. And they were quite bullish as well. Did you notice? Like, I can't remember who it
Yeah,
was, the number 8 or the number 10. He was literally punching or pushing players out the way. Even when we had won a free kick, he was like trying to outmuscle our players. And I know that he did outmuscle our number 10. I think is that Hansen Arrowen? Little kid, little blonde kid. So I noticed that they were really up for it. They were quite physical. But our players did not fluster. they still carried on, worked as a team, and that was beautiful to watch.
Mate, he was good. I was that Hanson Arrowan that you were just talking about for us, mate. He carried the ball with a lot of confidence, and he took the space up really well. And look, he lost the ball a couple of times there in the first half after making some really good runs, and he actually got the foul to set up our first goal for Powell. For Powell, and it was,
the captain,
a little bit of a keeper mistake, but
captain scored it with the from the free kick. That's right, with the header.
Captain's goal, mate. Yeah. Captain's goal. It seems to just roll on. That,
great captain.
Yeah.
I saw that free kick get floated over, and I go, that was poorly taken because he just lobbed it in like there was no.
Well, he went for the quick one first, didn't he? And he got pulled back. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it paid off, and we take the lead. Look, I think overall, Forest played very well. Let's not shy away from. They dominated much of that game. I thought honestly that second half, we were under the cosh. We were getting pumped, and the boys had to rally together and try and get out of that situation and jag something. That penalty we got, the refereeing all game was left lots of good desire.
It would have been nerve-wracking for the refs too. Look,
apparently it was
the
assistant referee that called that penalty. The ref looked at the assistant ref on the edge, and he was the one that said it was a penalty. The ref wasn't actually too sure because it happened in that little semicircle outside the 12-yard box.
In the D.
So yeah, I mean, and I'm glad that we did get a third goal because then this would put to bed any dispute, that it wasn't a fair win. At least by getting that third goal, it was more of a convincing win that look, they deserved it.
It was smart by Gun-Nacho as well. It was the press. We talk about the press in the first side that never exists at some stages, but these boys were smart in this situation. You had your 9 with the high press, and then Gun-Nacho saw it was going in, and then you had the third player coming in on the right hand side, and that's how they ended up closing him down really quick. But he's a smart boy, man. Like he went in, got the ball, and he made sure he didn't just stay on the edge of the box. He had a few rolls inside the box, and he was up in the ref's face straight away, telling him it was in the box. So, he's a very mature lad, and mate, I just love. Like I said, I've already watched the game twice, and I'll probably watch it for a third time as well.
But it's his confidence, though, isn't it? It's his composure, because he's running at the defenders on that left-hand side. And we've seen a lot of our players just panic in those situations. They either do a scrappy pass, give the ball away, or do a wild shot. But he chops one way, he chops another way. He puts his defender almost to the ground, and then he finds an opening. Just the composure of the young lad, I thought was brilliant. We don't see that in our first team.
Forest had a free header in the first 3 minutes of the game. Yeah, so they could have taken it early if they hadn't taken their chances. They're going to have United actually play them again this weekend. So, it'd be a good game to get up and watch, see the difference actually in the two games.
I'm glad we got a couple of goals after Forest anyway, because I don't think our goalkeeper would like to relive that that Forest goal he allowed in. Yeah, I know, lucky, because now that's forgotten because Gun-Nacho, as I like to call him, just so everyone knows, I come up with that. If you see that floating around, that's mine.
You might get it made on a flag for you, eh? Before we get it quickly sent.
You'll have to get it trademarked. You'll have to get it trademarked, Edam.
I'll organise one tonight. We might make a flag with a couple of guns in his hand like this.
They might think he's some South American drug lord or something.
Perfect. He sees that on the tour, he'll be loving it.
Oh, mate, let's get it done. Actually, you're onto something.
So was it Gun-Nacho? What's your name? Gun-Nacho.
You
could make a nice illustration from that, couldn't you? Holding the two guns, and he's got a ball on his feet.
We can
Gun-Nacho.
Leave it with me.
Let's come up with something tonight.
It's come here first, right, guys? You've heard it. That name was penned at the man cave, so don't steal it.
At 5 o'clock in the morning, it was unbelievable. Some of the best work happens at 5 a.m. Ask my kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't only the Notts keeper that made a bit of a howler. I think the first goal, well, the only goal that we conceded, that was a bit of a mistake as well.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
what I was
noticed,
talking about. That goal.
yeah, yeah. So, but
Like,
also the Notts keeper did make a mistake. It was a bit of a soft. It was a bit of a goalkeeping error, right? Because the ball came in and he could have stopped it, but I think he just got his timing a little bit wrong. The ball was within his vicinity to save. So yeah, I think they both made errors, the goalkeepers. So that
Well,
kind
the
of
first
balanced it
one, the
out.
ball did hit the ground, so the ball skids off the ground. You know, you go to Old
Mm.
Trafford, they water the ground, and
Yeah, it's
yeah,
quite watered. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll tell
So
you who I did like, and I
hard
don't
for a
know his
keeper.
name from Nottingham Forest, number 7, the kid that scored.
Yeah, Powell.
Yeah, he was
How?
he was causing trouble for us all game. He's
Yeah,
actually a good young player.
yeah. No,
And
he
then
was good. Yeah.
I also feel sorry for our striker, Charlie McNeil. I don't think he got much service.
No, but
Yeah,
he's
look,
been good throughout the whole
Yeah,
season.
yeah. It's not a
did
criticism
you,
of him. I just don't
Yeah,
think he got much service today at all. I felt sorry for him. It was like he was
yeah.
isolated up there. Didn't get much ball.
did you see when he came off the pitch? He was filthy getting subbed, and the manager called him aside, and I think he laid the law down to him. You know, pull your head in, get off. Yeah, he had a
Get
few
up and
words
sit
to
down.
him. Was, yeah, come and sit down, son. Yeah, it's far out. But when he came
That's
off, it was still 1-1, wasn't it? I think it was still 1-1 when he came off. Yeah. So it was.
I think that's the biggest test now you get with these kids because obviously this game, we know its history, we know what it means to United as a club, obviously as fans of the club, and we know how successful we've been in it. It's 11 times now we've won this competition
Yeah,
in the
11 times.
yeah. The biggest test now we need, or we'll face as a club, is trying to keep their feet grounded. These kids, because, like I said, like I talked so highly of Gannocho before, you know, he's got that aura about him that he's going to be something big. But sometimes you find a lot of these kids are going to get too big for their boots too quickly, you know. So they need to be grounded and you know, brought back down to earth. So something like Charlie McNeil blowing up for being subbed. Although I'm all for it, you know, being disappointed, you know, you were subbed off, probably not your best game. But I'm glad the coach pulled him up and said, hey, settle it down and go take a seat.
Yeah, look, you know, in the discipline area, was look, I know we compare the class of 92 to the class of 2022. It all comes down to the head manager. So, you know, the boys with the class of 92, they're all afraid of Fergie. And, you know, these boys will probably be the same with Eric Ten Hag. So, yeah, and that's what you hope. That's what you really hope. And you want these players to fear the manager. You know, as much as, like, I've heard that he's very good socially as well, Eric. He's not just a manager. You can actually go to him and you can talk to him, and he talks about things like golf and other sports and stuff like that. So he's not the type of bloke that you go to just for football. So, you know, disappointment is really big for these, not just our first team and the players that he brings in, but especially for our youth. You know, and we've got players in the reserve side as well that are sitting on the bench for us at the moment too. So, you know, it's very good, interesting times and for United. And as a fan, it's quite, over the past 10 years, every time a manager's come in, we've sort of got a little bit excited. But, you know, this one just feels different, I think.
It does have that different feeling to it. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of these youngsters, especially the ones that played this morning. We'll see a few of them, you know, make their way down to Melbourne for the preseason tour. I'm expecting to see a few anyway, along with the first team.
Yeah, definitely.
When is your first game over there?
What else did you want to talk about, boys?
The first game on the tour is they fly in on the 13th of July, and the first game's on the 15th of July. So they're playing against Melbourne Victory, and then they play Crystal Palace on the 19th of July. They fly out on the 20th for a game over in Perth against Aston Villa. So that definitely there was fair few youngsters on the last tour here. So you'll definitely get them here, and it's quite exciting. Sometimes we look at these kids that come in, and a lot of people don't know them because they're always looking for the superstars like Ronaldo and Sancho and so on. And but I think now that we've had the opportunity to see this youth team, and in Australia, we actually had it on our own Channel 10, which is very rare that you see it on one of our standard channels. And so it was cool to see that. And I know a lot of the guys in our supporters club got up and watched it this morning. And yeah, mate, you look to the boys after the game and their celebrations and stuff like that, and they played to the crowd really well, and I've spoken to a couple of people that were at the game last night, and yeah, they loved it. You couldn't get a smile off their face, so it was pretty cool event.
Now, the other thing as well, Eric Ten Hag signed off yesterday with a 5-0 win and won the title. So we can say now the pressure is off him to do what he needs to do at Ajax, and he can now focus on the Man United job. And
well, there you go. Our boss has won 2 titles in one day.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it as well.
No one of the managers done that.
Yeah. But he's not officially our coach until, isn't it, end of May?
No, who cares? We've been calling him the boss for fucking 6 months.
He's the boss. And the nice thing about it, right? All 5 goal scorers in Ajax were different. All different goal scorers. It's not just one guy getting all the goals. The goals come from everywhere, which is how you win the Premier League.
So it wasn't Ronaldo?
No, it wasn't Ronaldo. Ronaldo was on the bench.
Hey, but in saying that, like I agree with you. It's great to have 5 different goal scorers, but
brilliant. Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne just hit 4 goals for City this morning.
No, he's brilliant. Huh? Masterclass again. Yeah, I know, excellent. And the fact that the shocking thing about that is that Chelsea let him go after, I don't know, 17 games.
I would throw 200 million at that bloke and just go, come to United.
I don't think he could fix the problem alone, though. You'd have to get rid of a whole bunch of players, which we are going to do. But
hey, well, then I'll leave.
Don't get him started, Adam. Don't
make. I don't want to start bagging no one now, but don't. Look, Vim's gone. Now that Vim's gone,
let's talk about this third goal from Gun-Nacho, because we haven't touched on that.
Yeah, I think we did.
Did we touch on that? We didn't.
Yeah. He did a chop right, and then he did a chop left, and then he had a strike.
Quickly brushed over it. And
go on.
Yeah,
go on.
Took a bit of a deflection and went in, but yeah, it was just quite classy, wasn't it? The way he took the goal, I thought it was excellent. The footwork was amazing. A lot of the footwork on a lot of the players, including the Forest. Because I don't want to just talk about United here. There were some really good players, and Forest are doing some good things. Like, this is the first time they've ever been into a Youth Cup final. And even you look at them with their first team, they've just missed out on the top 4 as well. I'm pretty sure, they just missed out on the is it when they're down there, they have a final series, isn't it? I think they just missed out on that. So they're doing really well. I think they've got a new manager in. They got the new manager in, and so they're doing really well for us. It'd be great to see them get back up one day. They're one of the old school.
I mean, you talk about the form and the composure. I saw it throughout all of the players.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Starting from the back, all throughout the team, they all look composed. When they're under pressure, you didn't see them panic and then just give the ball away. Like a lot of our first team have been doing. So there's some good stuff coming out of this youth team. They're composed. They can handle pressure. They can handle being out-muscled in certain places. They just get back as a unit and carry on, just like how City would do it. Just keep on going, get back into the flow. And so I think it's that there were a lot of first-team players in that stadium watching the game.
I'm hoping. Did you see? What do you call it? When our goalkeeper made the is it what's our keeper's name? Is it Vitek? when he made the
Yeah,
mistake.
VTech. Yeah,
VTech.
yeah.
They put the camera straight to De Gea, and De Gea actually had this slide, didn't he? Did you see it? He did, eh? Yeah, I thought I
did
was
see that.
seeing things, but yeah, he did. He had
I-
the slide.
Speaking of De Gea, and the first team players, it was good to see some first team
Yeah.
players up in the stands there. I didn't expect to see some of the players that were actually there. So I would have thought maybe, although there is a game coming up, but I would have thought they would have taken a couple of days off. You know, maybe left.
It's quite traditional for the players to get to the games.
Oh yeah, I know,
Quite
but it's
traditional for it.
this first team isn't traditional, so
Yeah, Maguire was
Yeah.
there as well. They interviewed
Yeah.
him at the
Yeah.
beginning of the
It
game.
was funny. Like you look at because we're watching the game and we're watching the first team as well, and through your head you're actually comparing. Like I was comparing Bennett to what he does to Maguire and stuff like that. And I actually watched at one stage, Vitek. He was way up the pitch. Now you would never see that out of De Gea. He was a long way up the pitch, and he was playing that sweeper keeper role, which was really good to watch. I encourage most keepers to do that, and my daughter does that all the time. She always looks at me, and I give her a little keep going, keep going. I love the sweeper keeper. There's nothing better than that, and it keeps them involved in the game, and they've got to be always switched on when they're up that high up the pitch. So it's it. I was actually proud of him coming back because he had to make a couple of decent saves after he did make that mistakes. So he had to come out for a couple of 1v1s and he made that. And I think he had to make a low one down to his right as well. So it was good to see the young fella pick it up and keep going. So
The centre backs as well, and the fullbacks. Obviously, fullbacks go up forward anyway, but the centre backs are also pushing up. And the key with successful teams now, this modern type of football, is that you make the pitch smaller, and you certainly push the opposition back into their half, and that's what we're doing. If you notice, the first team, Maguire, Lindelof, whoever it is, Varane, they always sit quite far back and try and catch people out. Perhaps on the offside, but maybe they don't have the pace to go forward. But they don't squeeze the pitch, and the first team have been doing that. They go far up to the halfway line as possible, and make it even put even more pressure on the opposition, and that's modern football now. That's what we're seeing a lot. That's what Liverpool and City are doing all the time.
towards the back end of the game, did United change into a 4-4-2?
It was in constant transition. The shape was changing a lot. It was a very fluid team, which is why it was so refreshing to watch.
Yeah, because Gun-Nacho actually for his goal, he picked up the ball. He picked up the ball just on the edge of the D, didn't he? He didn't actually pick it up wide.
Yeah, and the pressing as well. You see the pressing that they did. Garnacho won that penalty because of the press he did. And not only did he press, his teammates were pressing, and they did it in unity, in unison. Something that Ralph's been trying to get the first team to do all season, and he's not been able to. This team showed the first team how to play football. It was a nice lesson from the youth.
Great lesson from the youth. It was good to see. Finally, something to smile about.
Definitely, yeah.
What's been a dreadful season for the first team. The boys put some pride back in Manchester. It was unbelievable.
No, look, it was good to see, and we just wanted to put this pod together to get all our excitement. We'll definitely get my excitement out. That's for sure. I think, and I was proud of I was actually really proud of the club what they did because and enough's not said about this because all the money that they raised as well. I think it's going to the Manchester United Foundation as well. And I noticed the program was only £2 as well. So it was really good to see the club, take the initiative to make it cheap for everyone to go and watch and make it a good event for everyone after the season we've just had.
Like a pound. It was only £1 a ticket.
It was only
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good deal, huh?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that at that price they didn't pack out the entire stadium. I mean, the regular season. I thought it was capacity of Old Trafford is something 80 plus.
No, 75 is
Yeah,
capacity.
75. It was
Oh, okay.
it was officially sold out, but only 67 came through the gates.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened
Yeah.
to the extra 10,000? Did they get lost? On the
They were
way?
probably protesting.
Protesting.
All
Well,
right,
at least
boys,
that's
let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Let's not go crazy. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, mate. So
Big
we
Matt?
got a big couple of days coming up. So massive transfer talk happening already. Obviously, on the back of City signing Erling Haaland, they're making a statement already for next season. So putting everyone on notice in the Premier League. So plenty of transfer news to talk about. We'll probably try and cover some of that. We've got the Crystal Palace game coming up. That's our last game of the season to close the door on another chapter in United's last 10 years of misery. What game? What day is that?
something around the 22nd. The other thing as well, because now it's mathematically not possible to get top four, a lot of the senior players.
Europa or conference.
Yeah, but a lot of the senior players, because they failed to get top four, they'll be getting pay cuts of around 25%. So we can discuss that as well.
Yeah, hopefully they just see themselves out.
Mm.
Yeah. Just one player in particular, but I don't want to go there.
Come on, keep this positive. Keep it positive.
Yeah, I am
11
positive.
11 times champions. Manchester
11
United.
times,
Yeah.
Man United. Hasn't got the same ring to it as 20, does it?
No.
Even if we ever win 21 won't sound right.
We'll come up with something else.
21.
Did you see the song
All right.
I was singing for Gun-Nacho? The Viva, was it Viva Gun-Nacho?
Viva Gannocho. Oh, mate, I'm telling you, he's staying forever. He's a
Running
superstar.
down the wing. He United sing Viva Gun-Nacho.
I'm getting a Gannocho shirt, a Gannocho
and a
flag.
And we're going to
and a
wrap it up
flag.
there. And we want everyone to
one
like,
last
share,
thing.
subscribe.
So one last thing.
Viv.
Did you notice Garnacho wearing the Argentinian flag at the end?
Yeah, the two
Yeah,
boys.
There was a bit of a
What was the problem with it?
yeah, the way he wrapped it around. There was a bit of dispute whether he's going to go and play for Spain or Argentina,
right,
and he's
okay.
made a statement. He's made his statement that he's going to go and play for Argentina, training with Messi and co. Anyway, sorry, Tim. I'm sorry. I mean,
It's all right. Tim's a champion bloke. Everyone go watch his show.
Yeah, after you've watched ours.
yeah. Sorry. But anyway, big shout out to our friend Tim. Anyway,
Yeah. Dr. Ed, we like it. Make sure you
Yeah.
watch his stuff as well. He's covering all the United fans over there in the US, doing great work over there, Tim. We actually have to get him on this show, Adam. We got to give him a spot.
100%.
Yeah, boys, let's wrap it up. Thank you to everyone. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Please, it helps us get our content out there. You know, boost us up in the on the YouTube world, and that way makes it easier for people to find us. So give it a like, give it a share. You're watching it now. Just hit that like button, hit the share, subscribe as well, please. Give us some love. Do something. Anyway, we'll catch us again from the cave. Catch us later.
See you, boys.
Nottingham.
See.
Sweet.